Well, my next guest says that Mexico is the new Brazil. He is Thor Equities CEO Joseph Sitt. His company has just announced that Thor's Mexico business is merging with a giant Brazilian developer, Gafisa. And Joe, great to have you back on In the Loop.
Thank you.
Gafisa, by the way, is a company we know well because we've interviewed Gary Garabrandt.
Actually, GFA, similar to Gafisa in sound, but a different company.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so we need to make sure we clarify that then. GFA. All right. So, merging with this Brazilian company, why do you target Mexico City? Why target Mexico?
Okay. Mexico, like most of Latin America, has got a strong emerging market consumer. I think a marketplace that's very much been untapped. And I think because of the problems they've had with their drug war issues, really overlooked by a lot of the business world in terms of their strong performance. Last year, they had 5.5% GDP growth in terms of the reflection of the economy and its overall performance. And then ourselves, who have expertise in the retail space, and we represent through something called Thor High Street, I would say about 3-4 dozen different retail chains that have suddenly approached us and said, you know what? We'd like a store in Mexico City. We'd like a store somewhere on the peninsula. We'd like a store in Cabo San Lucas. And so...
And you're looking at developing, because what you do here in Manhattan, you're sort of mirroring that there and sort of developing sort of the next Fifth Avenue, right?
Yes. We started with a street called Mazarik in Polanco. It's in the heart of Mexico City. Okay. Think of it as either the Upper East Side or the Fifth Avenue of Mexico City. We've done 3 projects there that are complete. We've got 2 more that are on the way, and we've been bringing the best brands there. We're signing deals with Ferragamo, Gucci, Corneliani, and some of the best names in the world are all coming to us and saying, you know what? We want Brazil, we want other markets in Latin America, but Mexico is very high, probably the top of our priority list as we're entering the Latin American marketplace.
But what specifically, though, Joe, in Mexico makes you say the statement that it's the next Brazil? What specifically, though, in Mexico are you seeing that makes you say that?
It's a combination of both economics and demographics in terms of the growth. If you look at the population growth, if you look at even their natural resources, while they don't have the depth of natural resources that Brazil has in terms of all of the commodity products, they do rely heavily on oil. Oil prices have been coming back up, and if you look at the average incomes of the Mexican consumer, each year they've been growing nicely, so that combined with the geometric growth and somewhat better business coming out of the United States of America, and America being its largest trading partner, that combination of forces is working out really, really well for Mexico. But yet at the same time, we're beneficiaries of the fact that because it's been overlooked for a few years because of some of the political and drug issues, that we can get in now and buy cheap before the marketplace starts to revalue the assets back where they were heading.
Well, frankly, the only headlines you hear out of Mexico these days is either has to do with the drug cartel and the drug violence going on there, or Carlos Slim. I'm sorry, but that's really pretty much all you hear about.
You know what? Because that's what always grabs the headlines. But if you look at so many of the most important markets in Mexico, as for example Mexico City, they have no drug issues. They have no drug wars. I travel there. I feel safe.
None?
I feel comfortable. No, within those particular places. Playa del Carmen, where you see so many people going today for vacation. They're going there, they're comfortable. They're actually, tourist business is booming. The growth in tourism to Mexico from residents within the United States, as well as Latin America in general, has been growing tremendously. And I think that's a reflection of the fact that people are seeing the bifurcation in certain cities where there's no risk or less risk, as opposed to the northern border, Monterrey, etc., that are scarier locales.
So, Joe, how big is this going to be in your overall portfolio, your overall real estate portfolio?
For us, Latin America is a very important marketplace in total. To us, it's not just Mexico. We believe in Mexico. We believe in Brazil. We believe in Colombia, believe it or not. It's a safe market. I know when we say Colombia, people think of the drug war stigma. We believe in Peru. We believe in Panama. We believe in Chile. I think
and you still believe in New York?
And certainly still believe in New York City. By the way, we still believe in New York City for a lot of the same reasons. We say 2 things that make New York different than the rest of the United States. One is, with all the stimulus that's going out there, you're not really able to control where money flows, and money tends to flow where it wants to go, and it's flowing very much to New York in terms of values. And then number 2, I would say the emerging market tourists. I've never seen more Brazilians on the streets of New York. You walk down every block and you hear people speaking Portuguese. That's that Spanish that you don't understand for the first time. Even I was skiing recently in Snowmass near Aspen. I asked the concierge at the front desk what percentage the consumer was. Brazilian. They said 60. And then last but not least, it's the Chinese. Between the visa, with the new visa laws happening, the Chinese and Brazilians going to be traveling more. Chinese, 3 statistics. One, they tend to spend 32% of their tourist dollars on shopping, unlike other folks, so big money there. And they tend to be 80% of them under age 45.
All right, and I hear that all the time. I hear we could solve our whole housing problem, really, if we let all the Chinese tourists come in and buy our properties, you know.
Well said.
Joe, thank you. Great to see you again. Joe Sitt of Thor Equities.